If you come into the video, you might be kind of confused on what's going on. I made a video. Hold on, let me pull it up. A couple days ago, actually. It feels like it was longer ago, but I made a video a couple days ago. Let me go to YouTube real quick, and yeah, let's go to my channel. Pull this motherfucker up. I made this video. Can these really be Bioware fans? I made this video, and the comment section went crazy. It was 3 days ago. That's kind of wild, bro. I mean, the comment section it went kind of crazy, bro. I was talking to people in the comment section. You see me, I'm all in there commenting, trying to understand because like I reacted to this video by I forget his name already, and he was talking about why people don't really like Veilguard and stuff like that, and none of it made sense to me. So I made this video because I'm like, what he's saying is people don't like fucking Bioware. That's exactly what he's saying. People never liked Bioware to begin with. Especially Dragon Age. They didn't like Dragon Age to begin with. So why are they upset that Dragon Age is like how it is? That confused the fuck out of me. So I was in the comment section talking to some people. Some people were like, hey, bro, I still fuck with Bioware. Dragon Age is good. It's fine. This is exactly what Dragon Age is. And then there's some people, they have their own opinion. Someone was like, oh, it's D&I trash now. And I'm like, okay, I understand. Kind of. Some people, they don't fuck with the woke shit. It was one dude in there, I think it was like Grumpy. I was talking to him. We got a whole thread talking. I'm just trying to understand his point of view of viewing the games. He don't fuck with the D&I shit. That nigga go investigating. He don't fuck with the D&I shit, bro. He's not interacting with nothing D&I. And we talking about, damn, there's so many games coming out this year. You ain't fucking with none of them? None of them, buddy. He's not fucking with none of that shit. I'm like, damn. He's standing 10. I'm not, I respect it. He's standing 10 on that. But I mean, I don't really get too interpersonal with the developers that make games. If they make content I like and I enjoy it, I don't give a fuck about their personal life. That's just me, though. But there's some fans. I say fans, but it's kind of in quotations because that's why I made the video. Are these really Bioware fans? Because, like, there's people in there that are talking like Bioware is making a completely different game now than they used to make. And I'm like, look back at Bioware in the last 20 years. Because I think somebody was like, oh, just give me my beautiful dark CRPG back. And I'm like, Bioware haven't made a CRPG since Neverwinter. What the fuck is he talking about? I was thinking, like, Bioware haven't made a CRPG in 20 years. They haven't made a CRPG in 20 years. Some people think Dragon Age Origins is a CRPG. And I'm like, is that what it is? People think in the last 20 years, Bioware's made one CRPG. KOTOR, Jade, Mass Effect, action RPGs. Then Dragon Age Origins come and all of a sudden they make it CRPGs again. And then a year later it turns into an action RPG and people think like, oh, what did y'all do? It was already an action RPG. Mass Effect system came from fucking Jade. Jade Empire's system evolved as a Mass Effect system now. Where did Dragon Age's system come from? People are like, oh, it's paying homage to Baldur's Gate. Where did that system come from, though? That is KOTOR's system reskinned in a fantasy world. They definitely evolved it from KOTOR. It felt a little bit better to play Origins than it did KOTOR. But that's KOTOR's fucking system. Some of the animations are still 1-to-1. And for some reason, these like there's a subsection of people that think BioWare made one CRPG in the last 20 years and then they just scrapped the CRPG. They didn't make a CRPG in the last 20 years. No, if you want to count Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, that is on PC, that is an MMO, you can count that one. But every other fucking RPG they made was an action RPG. From Mass Effect 1 to 3, from KOTOR to Jade, from Origins to fucking Inquisition, they've made action RPGs. Then they made Anthem, another action RPG, and they made another Mass Effect game, Andromeda, an action RPG. But for some reason, there's a subsection of people that think just out of nowhere, BioWare created a CRPG and then they went back to making action RPGs. What? So you're saying that they went from making a CRPG In 1 year, they changed that whole fucking dynamic to an action RPG, and that just came out of nowhere. How many developers do you know have the skill and the talent and the work ethic to go from Origins to Dragon Age 2 in a year? Fully voice cast, great array of characters. The biodiversity might have been lacking, but the story fucking wasn't. Hawk's story was still amazing. It was still really fucking well written. It was still well tied into Dragon Age. It tied in so well. They even had returning characters in that bitch. They did that shit in a year. And you thinking like, oh, this just happened accidentally. They didn't want to be like this. They made that shit exactly how they wanted to. And there's some more people in the comment section that was like, oh, the old Bioware is gone. Who you think made Dragon Age like this? They would name drop David Gardner. They would name drop Mike Laylaw. They would name drop fucking Mark Darr. Like, them three wasn't the leadership of Bioware from Origins to fucking Inquisition. Like, they didn't make all three of those fucking games. Most of them left in past 2015. So most of them left in 2016 and 2020. They were there the whole fucking time. They worked on all these games. You're acting like, oh, they were gone. This is not their image. This is exactly their image. They're on Twitter right now saying, this looks fucking great. Mark Darr actually working at Bioware again. He's working on a fucking game. But for some reason, people think like, oh, this is not what Bioware wanted for Dragon Age. They the ones that made Dragon Age like this. So that means there's a whole section of fans that haven't liked Bioware since fucking Origins. But they're still complaining about Dragon Age. And I'm like, why the fuck didn't y'all leave already? There's no goddamn way. You've been bitching about fucking Dragon Age for 14 years. There's no goddamn way you've been bitching about Dragon Age for 14 years. Because it was only a CRPG for a year. That is crazy that they think this is not Dragon Age now. It is so weird to me. And I'm in the comment section trying to figure out where this thought process came from. I'm commenting back. I'm talking to everybody. I'm not about to isolate nobody. I want to hear it. I want to hear it from them. That's why I made the video, because these are not Bioware fans. Because if you look back in the last 20 years of Bioware, this is exactly what Bioware has been making. Now, you can say, oh, DEI and all that. Like, you don't like the direction is going for, like, oh, the darkness is kind of getting too lighthearted for you. You want something, you want it to be more dark. Understandable. Because they be having a whole lot of comedic relief when dark shit is going on. They've been doing it a lot. All their games have it. Mass Effect have it less because Shepard was going through fucking trauma. But I mean, all the Dragon Age games were smaller in scope until Inquisition came. Then they made that shit worldwide. But everybody had their own little story that they told. The Warden story ended in Awakening. That's why Warden doesn't come back. The only reason Hawk was in Inquisition is because Corythius fucking lived. Because of the Blight. That's the only reason. That was the only reason Hawk was there. And then the whole Solar thing. That's the only reason the Inquisitor is going to be there. Because everybody have their own subsection of this world that they're trying to protect. But for some reason, the quote-unquote the old Bioware fans think old Bioware is just Origins. Like, they didn't make three fucking action RPGs before Origins came out. And then they made 4 action RPGs after Origins came out. But for some reason, they only talk about fucking Origins. It is so weird, bro. And I'm like, they're not Bioware fans. That's exactly the conclusion I came to. They're not Bioware fans at all. They never were. Why are they still bitching about a 2009 game? They're still complaining that Bioware hasn't made a game like 2009's game since 2009. I'm like, y'all couldn't have moved on? Look, I said in the comment section of one of these, hold on, we can go back to the thing. I've said in the comment section of one of these things, I'm like, buddy, you know how many franchises I've already left because I didn't like their fucking direction? Hold on, go in here. Was it the first guy? I think it's the first guy. Go in here. Because he was one of those people. And I'm like, I'm in here like, buddy, you know how many fucking franchises I've dropped because I didn't like their fucking direction? There's no goddamn way I'm sticking around from Bioware. 2009 Bioware. They made Origins. Dragon Age 2 came a year and a half later. There's no goddamn way you play Dragon Age 2 like, okay, I don't like this direction. Then Inquisition came out and the direction is still going that way, and you're like, okay, I don't like this direction still, but I'ma just still bitch about it until you go make a CRPG again. And now, 10 years after that, you see goddamn Veilguard. It looks exactly like Dragon Age Inquisition, but faster combat, and you're like, no, this is not what I want. I want 2009. Bitch, how many fucking years has it been? You should have been left and go play something the fuck else. I would have dropped Bioware a long time ago if I didn't like their goddamn game direction. But for some reason, they're still sticking around to bitch about Bioware online. Like, this is not what Bioware has been doing for 20 years. Do people not understand how fucking weird that is? That there's a whole subsection of fans, they say they're fans, that just bitch about Dragon Age for 15 years straight. For what reason? For what reason? They didn't make the game you thought they made. It was a fucking action RPG to begin with. But for some reason they think, oh, since 2009 was different from the rest of them, 2009 just had to be the real one. But those same people that made the 2009 one made the 2011 one. And they made the 2014 one. And they were there during the conception of the fucking 2024 one. Buddy, you can't make this shit up, bro. And these are actual people. This is what they actually think. That's why I made the video. Because I'm like, there's... The thought process is horrible. And it's all personal gripes for them. Since 2009 was so different from the rest of them, they think it was so different from the rest of them. That's the crazy thing in their brain. Because it was a reskin of KOTOR. If they ignore that fact, they think, oh, it was a different thing. But Dragon Age 2 was exactly like Dragon Age Origins. Except they made the combat faster. That was it. They sped up the combat. They had one of the best romance systems in the fucking game. Nobody talks about that, though. The rivalry romance system was amazing. And that shit was gone. I'd rather that be back. I'd rather than bitch about that. Because it made the game so different, bro. When you can literally romance them and not do exactly what the fuck they want. Because, you know, all romances now, like, oh, you gotta, you know, cater to the characters. You gotta do what they like to make them like you. Shit like that. Like, no. Because, like, the rivalry romance with Meryl is probably one of the best written romances in the fucking game. Because you can literally do everything to stop her from committing to blood magic and building this fucking Luvian again to go help fucking Timlin. Is it Timlin? What the fuck was his name? I forget his name, bro. It's something like that. I know it starts with a T. And she, like, damn near wipes her whole clan out doing that blood magic shit. You can legit go against her in every way possible and still romance her because, like, it's a respect thing. Why are you committing to this fucking blood magic? I'm not helping you do all this shit. I care. You really care about her, so you're not gonna let her go through all this fucking blood magic shit, and you still can romance her because she's like, okay, I understand, and she don't get her fucking clan wiped out by the demons. Amazing, bro. They took that out. Nobody's bitching about that though. It is so great. Like, these are not Bioware fans. These are not Dragon Age fans. I don't know what they are. They're imposters. There's something because it doesn't make sense. And if you can come and make it make sense to me in the comment section, I'm here, bro. I'm gonna respond. But there's no way you stick around for all these years to bitch about the games because it's not the game you thought it was. It's not the game you put in your brain that you thought it was. Look at BioWare's the last 20 years catalog. And tell me how many CRPGs they made. Because I'm telling you it's fucking zero. But that's it for this. That's it for this rant. So I'll see y'all in the next one.